Illegal aliens again. For most of the people out there, for the 10 people that will watch my video, this problem hasn't probably hit your neighborhood yet, and it's coming through Texas north. And I'm glad to see it being a pain in New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., because you guys just don't know how bad this is. And I'm tell you a couple of things you need to worry about. One, if you get in an accident with an illegal in a car, he is not going to have insurance. Sorry, you're screwed. Your insurance is going to have to pay for it. Your insurance rates will go up. That's a no-brainer. It's been like that here in Texas for as long as I can remember, because we have so many illegals have come through here and will not have insurance in a car. They like these little paper tags that you can print off your computer, and they'll put them on there and drive all over the place. And policemen will not stop all these cars. They don't get caught. I'm sorry. They're just going to get away. Two, they will move into a neighborhood. It happens here in Texas a lot. Not so much where I live at, but I used to live up north, what we would call North Fort Worth. And they will get 8 or 9 single men in a house living and working. The coyotes or people will set them up in there, help them rent the property and all this stuff, and they will stay there. They drink a lot. They like to party. Come Friday night, boy, when they get off work, unless they're working Saturday or Saturday night, this is real bad. They are going to start drinking, and they get loud. They turn their music up. That's the first thing I think they buy, is they turn up the music real loud. And it's really hard. Now, I moved out of that part of the city down here, and it hasn't made it here. My biggest fear is one of these houses around here, as more property come for sale or rent, they will be moving into this area, and I'm worried about them. Call me a racist, call me a bigot. I just been around them. I know what happens. I'll tell you a little story about them. Years ago, I used to go to these businesses, and they would have 200 illegals working at the companies, and that was several of them around this area. One of them was a mobile home manufacturing company. I'd be out there delivering insulation. We'd be unloaded off truck, and all of a sudden, they disappeared. They were gone like the wind. Somebody yelled something, and they all took off. Well, at that time, immigration showed up and started gathering them all up, sending them back to Mexico. They would have vans full. Well, they'd run. When the immigration left, you'd see the ones that left that didn't get caught come back. And this was in 2 different jobs that I had. I used to work at a steel manufacturer, and the same thing. 100%, other than a few supervisors, were all illegals. Used to be all African Americans or black folk working in there, and then they got pushed out with the illegals because they would do it for cheaper. They'd bring a van up there of 25 or 30 of them, hire them all because they had somebody helping them fill out the job applications, put them working the plant, doing all this work. I worked there, and I knew I had no future there because I didn't speak Spanish. They wanted all the supervisors to go to school and learn Spanish, but they got pushed out. Eventually, the plant got shut down by the government. So, them jobs went south because the plant went south, and that's where they manufacture this cast iron pipe now, and it's shipped up to the United States. But look at New York. They're putting them in hotels. They're trying to move them out of one hotel into a dormitory type deal. Looks like on the pictures, it looks like a shopping, not a shopping center, but a big warehouse where they put beds in there, put game rooms in there, put TVs in there for them. They have multiple bathrooms, not just one or two, have multiple, but they have single beds. They want to put all the single men, not families, men in there. They want to put the families in the motel. But the good for nothing illegals, I don't want to do that. That's unfair. You're treating me like I'm dirt. No, we're moving you. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to feed you. They showed a big color TV, ping pong tables, places to sit and play games, and nice cots for them to sleep on. These cots are as good as I had when I was in the Marine Corps, but they even want beds. They want to put the families in these motels so they can care for their children better. Now, I've seen some of the figures. The government is going to spend about $12 million for housing. I think New York is going to spend about $12,000 a day to house these people in these nice hotels out there in New York. I looked one of them up. It used to be a pretty nice one. It used to be like a $400-500 a night motel that they put all these illegals in, and they're drinking, they're tearing them up, having parties. There was reports that women were being raped in the hallway. There was fights. There was even a couple shootings. Now, where do illegals get guns at? Well, they go out and they buy them. They do what they want to do. Nobody can stop them. They're illegals. They've already got activist groups down there passing out literature telling them what to demand for, what the police can do to you, what they're telling them what they deserve. Bull, they don't deserve a damn thing. They're in my country and your country out there. So, no, they don't deserve anything. And they're still coming across the border like fire ants. And I'll tell you what, for you people up north may not know what a fire ant is, come down south here, find a big old fire ant mound and put your foot in it and count to 5. That's what it's like with all these illegals coming across the border. They are chewing us up. It hurts. It hurts a lot. So don't forget. But this illegal problem is going to explode someplace in the United States. It's either going to be the Northeast come summertime, or California, or even here in Texas. When there's so many of them been shoved up there, they can't spread out because there's no place for them to really go. They're going to be beating the drums and marching down the streets because they have activists from these foreign countries where they come from telling them, hey, this is what you get. You get to do anything you want to, and there's no rules. I'd be scared to death to have a daughter or a granddaughter or any kid or wife walking around them streets up there, because you don't know if they're going to get raped, knocked on the head, drunk, gang rape, and what are you going to do? You can't charge them. They can't even arrest them up there. They get away with not being arrested because the activists step in the way, shove a camera in front of them or a cell phone and say, you can't do this to these people. These people are not done anything. They're just trying to find a better home. Horse shit. These people are supposedly walking 3,000 miles across several countries to cross our border. Now, people, you look at these young men and women and kids. You try walking a mile with your kid. It is nearly impossible. You're going to have to carry them. They're not going to walk other. Somebody is transporting these people some way or another, either buses or trucks, up to the border, and then they're going up and letting them out. The coyotes The illegal traffickers are helping them get across the border. They are given pieces of paper to know what they want. And another thing I don't get is they're up there and they got these beautiful, nice homemade signs. Now, where did they get all the magic markers to do it with? Who gave them to them? Who said here? Or did somebody make the signs and tell them to hold them in front of them? We have a government, we have a president that is senile. God bless his soul, but he has no idea what he's doing. He has no idea what's happening to this country. And I'm going to tell you right now, the crap is going to hit the fan one day because of all these illegals. And you're going to pay for it. I'll be dead and buried. My grandchildren will suffer through it. The only good thing about them is their father is Spanish and they have a last name that's Spanish. So they may be spared, but boy, if you're in fail, and you African American, you black folk out there, I call them because that's what they are, you're going to get screwed worse than anybody because they are going to be the bigger voting group, and the Democrats are going to drop you like a rock and start supporting the illegals and their families. You don't mean dark garbage to them. That's all the Democrats have ever done. They've gone to the biggest voting bloc that they can act like they're helping, and then they go up and do it. But you're not going to be the biggest voting bloc. You may be in some areas, but for the majority, especially when they move into Chicago and New York, Atlanta, Dallas, they're going to come in there and support them. They're not going to support you. Your butt is gravel. They're going to dump you off the side of the road like an old whore. Pardon to the old whores. But just remember, your days are coming too. So, till next time, if there is a next time, God bless all of you. Don't forget to check out the videos that I have lined up behind this, or links, or the channels, to go check out these other people's YouTube channels because they're real good. They're not as nutty as I am. But till next time, this is a mad, crazy world we live in right now. So, God bless y'all. Bye-bye.